Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to Fun Math with Daniel Tutors. Today we'll be going over something maybe a little bit unconventional, like 1 plus 1 equal to 1. Of course, it's a lot conventional. I know 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. But how about if we decide to take some of the techniques we learn in algebra, try to apply it to some of our knowledge of math numbers, and then see if we could come up with something like 1 plus 1 equal to 1? Who wants to go have fun with me? No one? Oh, come on, guys. Anyways, let's still go ahead and have some fun. Let's do this. So let's take two variables, A and B. And remember, when we use the word variables in math, it just means it could vary. Like you could substitute any number into that variable, any number, literally. It could be one, it could be 1,000, it could be 10,000. You know, I wish that was like my bank account increasing in that rate. Just kidding. But it could be any number in the variable. So we're going to use two variables here, A and B. You could use X and Y, it doesn't matter. So, but I'm using A and B. So let's say A equal to 1, meaning that's the number we have in A, and B equal to 1 as well. So even though they're two variables, they contain the same value. Now, this is where our fun starts to get into play when we use our knowledge of algebra. A minus B should be equal to what based on the numbers in the variable? 0, right? Because A minus B is the same thing as saying 1 minus 1. Now let's do something else again and say A to the power of 2 would be 1 to the power of 2, right? And then B to the power of 2 will still be 1 to the power of 2. Now we will say A to the power of 2 minus B to the power of 2. That should still give us 1 to the power of 2 minus 1 to the power of 2, which is 0, right? And from our knowledge of algebra, whenever you have equations, that means whatever is on the left side equal to what's on the right side. It doesn't necessarily matter if one of the variables is larger or smaller. Always once it's an equal to sign, it means whenever you solve, simplify, whatever it is you're doing on both sides of the equation, the numbers that will come out of it will be the same. So in this case, what we would do is this. We want to equate A to the power of 2 minus B to the power of 2 equal to A minus B, because we know both of them give us 0. Result is 0. And here's where the fun starts. If you don't remember this is a good time to review the difference of two squares. Difference of two squares says something like A squared minus B squared can also be written as A minus B in parentheses times A plus B, right? If we expand this, we would end up getting A to the power of 2 minus B to the power of 2 as well. So now let's go ahead and replace the A to the power of 2 minus B to the power of 2 with A minus B times A plus B. So now what we have is A minus B times A plus B equal A minus B. This is getting interesting. And now let's remind ourselves how this works. 2 divided by 2 is what? 1, right? Don't worry, don't doubt yourself. You know this. 4 divided by 4 is what? 1? Yes. Daniel Tutors divided by Daniel Tutors is what? 1. All right. The point is usually when we divide something by the other by itself, it gives us 1. Now, remember, if you want to get rid of like variables in the multiplication and algebra, you divide both sides by that variable, right? So in this case, we want to eliminate A minus B. on both sides. And since we have them on both sides, we just divide by a minus b on both sides. So a minus b divided by a minus b should give us 1. There we go. On the other side as well, a minus b divided by a minus b should give us 1, right? So on the right side now, we just have 1 left. And on the left side, we have 1 times a plus b. Okay? And we know just because we know that 1 times anything is itself, right? 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times Daniel Tutors is Daniel Tutors. 1 times you is you. Okay? All right, so what do we have left here? We have a plus b equal to 1. And some of you are probably already thinking this already, because if we put the numbers back we had in the variables into the equation, we already know a is 1 and b is 1. So 1 plus 1 equal 1. Tada! All right, let it sink in. And I can hear those voices saying, "What? No, that's not true. This is not true. Don't, no. Just let it sink in. Enjoy it." All right. So as you can see, we've manipulated successfully a plus b in variables using difference of two squares, a squared minus b squared, and we resulted in 1 plus 1 equal to 1. All right. At this point in time, it would be nice if you can just pause the video, take a deep breath, think about it, and try to see if you could figure out what is wrong with this. Well, hopefully you did. If you didn't, this is a good time to point out something fundamental in algebra and math that we usually overlook, which is you cannot divide by 0. If you take out your calculator at this point and just type in any number and divide it by 0 and try to see what you would get. And this is where the manipulation came in the math equations we just did, because by changing them to variables, I kind of took your mind away from that point, which as the point where we divided a minus b by a minus b, it's the same thing as dividing by 0, which we cannot do because you pretty much get undefined. And that's why 1 plus 1 would not be 1. But it was really, really fun going through this, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And that's gonna be the end of Fun Math for today. Hopefully, I'm gonna come up with something cool, cooler, even coolest in the nearest future, and definitely would make a video for it. See you guys next time.